Well, welcome into UCCU Ballpark. Dusty Lister with you. If we had technical issue at the very top, I apologize. Hopefully you're seeing everything come through now and the ad should stop running. The top of the first inning, American Fork had 4 batters. And it ended with a Carpenter ground out to first, so no runs in the top of the first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher is Caden Carpenter. Of course, Caden was the winning pitcher in the state championship game a year ago as American Fork knocked off Pleasant Grove. And defensively for the Cavemen, in the outfield from left to right is Mascaro in left, Robertson center, Dax Newman in right. And on the infield from left to right, Easton Jones at third, Ingersoll at short, Ryder Robinson at second, and Dax Watts at first. We mentioned the battery of Carpenter and Rojas. And leading off for the Riverton Silverwolves is Mac Bright, the right fielder, who has been swinging a very good bat the entire week. So the lefty on lefty, Carpenter and Bright. As he looks at an inner strike 3 on the inner half. Or probably strike 1. And looks at ball 1. Bright missed game 1 this week. He did not play on Monday. Wasn't allowed to after some issues at the end of the Super Regional game against Layton. He had to sit a game. But he's gone 3 for 5 in the 2 games this week. And now the 1-2 from Carpenter. And the future Utah Ute with a first out strikeout. 1 away. Carpenter pitched in that game earlier, the 5-0 game. There's that first pitch. There's a strike here to Caden Miller. And that one is launched in the shallow right field. Robinson goes out. Ooh, nearly trailed back inside into the field, but Robinson there for the putout. And there's now 2 away as we go to the shortstop, Sam Beck. Beck's got 6 RBIs on the week. 1 home run. It was a 3-run home run Monday night. And Beck fouls that one off down the line. And I'll get out of play. And 0-1, bounced at the plate. And he was counted the ball and a strike. Well, Beck going to BYU and Carpenter and the University of Utah. This one back through the box and through. A 2-out single from Sam Beck. This Riverton lineup is potent. Both of them are. This is going to be a fun, I believe, a potential 3-game series. I think Olympus and Lehigh showed that is very easily a 3-game series. Both teams made mistakes that they would love to clean up for tomorrow. That makes that game totally different from today. But this one here has every bit of potential to be a 3-game series. It's a matter of, can Riverton score runs with American Fort? And if they're going to, it's this man right here at the plate that's going to have to help shoulder the load in Barton. But you got terrific bats. Bright, Goff, Beck, Barton, and Miller have almost been a good bat this week. They can get timely hits. That pitch on the inner half, called strike 1. Evens up the count. When Barton connects, he's got heavy hands. And it's a short porch down the right field line. You know how the distance is on the lines anymore. But it's very shallow on the corners and gets deeper toward the alleys ever on the field. And left center field is the deepest, as that one goes out of play on top of the metal parts of the stands here. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carpenter moved to first. Almost the Pettit move, just almost. If he went 3/4 of the way home and totally committed to going home and then still pulled up and threw to first base, that would be the Pettit move. It was a balk for years. But the 1-2 bounce to the plate. Beck read it and took it. So runner in scoring position as Sam Beck, utilizing his speed, saw an opportunity and took it. And now an RBI chance here for Barton. The count evens up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Carpenter, he might have nearly got him. We had last game, we had one where didn't know if the player got hit. It looked eerily similar to that pitch. They didn't get him, so full count. Base open and Parker Goff on deck. And the payoff pitch. And that's spoiled. We'll do it again. Again, the inning extended by the Sam Beck single. Beck swiped second on a bounce breaking ball. And again, the 3-2 from Carpenter. Grounded to first. Handled easily there. And that'll do it for the threat from Riverton on the unassisted out from Dax Watts. We're through 1 and we're scoreless heading into the top of the second inning. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Baseball Series on KSLSports.com. Well, welcome back into UCCU Ballpark. Dusty Litster, Game Night Live Rewind with you. As always, brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. To get a free consultation, go to utah.law. Find the law office nearest you. And if you can't get into one of the offices, Justin would be happy to set up a video call or just a phone call, anything that works best for you to do your free consultation. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you, and let them know that Rewind sent you, and he will get you taken care of. Again, I want to thank Heidemann & Associates for always supporting Game Night Live Rewind. Top of the second inning, and we're starting off with Josh Rojas, the catcher. As Nelson's pitch is wide of the plate. And we mentioned the spectacular week that Rojas has had. He's swung a terrific bat. He's always worked a good plate. And love when catchers, we mentioned on Tuesday night, love when catchers get their due. And they get beat up so much on the plate. Love seeing them hitting the long ball, be able to get out and run. And this guy has been outstanding. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nelson's pitch goes the other way, and it's going to be taken care of by Bright. That ball hung up. Thought it had some topspin on it, but it didn't. Stayed flat. Mercer Tobese stayed flat and even, and right into the hands of Mac Bright. And that'll bring up Dax Newman. Newman was the winning pitcher on Wednesday night. Hits this one well into right center field. That ball's going to go back all the way to the wall. And it's Newman around second, heading into third. There's not going to be a play at third. Newman in there safely. And it's a triple for Dax Newman. Left the ball out over the plate, and 15 rocked it. And the go-ahead run just 90 feet away. As Dax Watts, the first baseman, comes to the plate. I don't know if you're going to find a bigger baseball team in the state. Man alive, this is a big, big baseball team. And I mentioned earlier, not even without Hunter Clegg out there. It looks like a slow-pitch softball team a lot of times. They walk out there, and there's a foul ball on the first pitch. Dax Watts are shading to the left and got played pretty shallow from second base there, Mitch Applegate. Looking at ball one. Watts 3 for 9 this week with 2 RBIs. Looking something to get his arms extended on. 3-quarter delivery is foul. Oh, baby, that was close. It was foul. It wasn't foul by much. And the umpire, I know he had take a second and play a little mental replay. So Watts will come back down a ball and 2 strikes in the count. Yeah, beautiful night at the ballpark. Got a lot of people walking around. This is so much fun. The 1-2. Lifted in the right center field again. Going to get all the way to the wall. Got a chance. It's gone. That ball kept carrying. And Dax Watts puts American Fork on the board with a 2-run shot. Not going to be able to hold down this offense. Not consistently anyway for 7 innings. If you're going to get them, you're going to have to score a lot of runs. And that's 2 guys, and Watson, or probably Newman and Watts, to let the ball travel and hit to the same spot. And it's 2-0. And that'll bring up Trey Roberts. Ball 2. Look at one of the next star American Fork wide receivers. Trey Roberts had a good year this year. His brother Chase at BYU, former All-American, Army All-American game. Chops this one to the third base side, taken cleanly on the way to first for the out. So 2 gone. As Parker Goff took care of business on the hot corner. That brings up C.J. Mascaro. So nobody on, 2 outs here for Mascaro. Play still buzzing from that home run from Dax Watts. That ball's fouled down the line. It's one of the situations where that ball going down from Watts, that looked like it, I mean, it's either way, fair or foul. You think, oh, here's a chance to take advantage if you're Riverton, get out of the inning with the runner on third and Next pitch, lets it travel and hits down right center field just below the Jackie Robinson sign. Is that one into the screen, and quickly 0-2 here to the 9-hole hitter, C.J. Mascaro will top the order coming up next. If he can bridge to the top. Not a worse feeling if you can get Mascaro gets on board, get to the top of the order. As Mascaro hits in the short. Sam Beck up with it on his way to first. And that'll retire the side, but it is Dax Watts with a 2-run home run, giving American Fork a 2-0 lead. You're watching the 2022 6A Championship Baseball Series on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the second inning. And Riverton coming to the plate is Parker Goff for the Riverton Silverwolves, the third baseman. Swinging the hot bat for Coach Applegate. They're trailing 2-0 after a 2-run home run from Dax Watts. And we saw the 5A game one. It didn't matter. It was a 6-1 lead for Lehigh at the end of one. And then they went down 8-6. And then came back, tied it at 8, went down 9-8, and in the bottom of the sixth inning, scored 2 runs on an errant throw to third on a double steal in a first-third situation. They scored 2 runs, and they took game one 10-9. So a ball and a strike here to Parker Goff. And Goff hits this one into center field. Not going to carry away from Roberts, who's got it for the first out. And that'll bring Zach Edwards to the plate. The biggest sophomore that we've seen this side of Carpenter. It's a big boy. Just a sophomore. Was a stud last year as a freshman. He got injured toward the end of the year. Only going to be batting. Not going to pitch. He's been struggling from the plate, trying to get his rhythm back. And he takes that Carpenter breaking ball, and is a little early. He was a count, a ball, and a strike. And the 1-1 misses. 2 balls and a strike now to Edwards. And the 2-1. Somehow got his hands to that ball. Ingersoll knocks it down. That is an infield single for Edwards. So with 1 out, got a man on for the Silverwolves. And no error to that as Ingersoll able to keep the ball in play. Not a routine play. Now being up Remington Robbins. Robbins looks at ball 1. And the 1-0 misses inside, 2 balls and a strike. Part of where Riverton has to play here. If Carpenter make him throw strikes, get yourself into a fastball count. Easier said than done. You got a good left-hander. Carpenter finds his zone. I don't know if Caden is a Dodger fan like his uncle. I'm guessing he probably is, as that stuff tends to be familial for some reason with that team. His uncle, head basketball coach at Layton, Kelby Miller. As that pitch is in there for a called strike 2. So I'm sure he's a Kershaw fan, being a left-hander. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a runner on first for Remington Robbins. Carpenter taking first move, trying to go get Edwards. Is he in there? Oh, he was close. But they got him. First movement, Edwards took off, and Carpenter with the pickoff. So remove the runner, 2 outs. That was actually really close, I thought. And the 2-2. Just able to stay alive there. So 2, 3, 4 put out on the Edwards. Sorry, get that updated here on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Remington Robbins. And he waves at that one. And down goes Riverton in order in the second. We go to the top of the third. AF looking to extend their lead. You're watching the 2022 6A Baseball Championship. Top of the third, top of the order for American Fork and Ryder Robinson. Ryder grounded out to short in his first plate appearance. And he swings through that one, 0-2. He's played a terrific second base as well. A very good baseball player here in Ryder Robinson. And that one bounced. So a ball and 2 strikes. As going to go back through the top of the order for American Fork. And the fortunate thing for Riverton was to get out of the inning without having to go through this order with runners on. And now can they hold on to it? Ooh, they seemingly caught a lot of the plate, but our angle were a little bit left. I'm straight on line with the right batter's box. So the outer part of the plate is a little tougher to see. And the 2-2, same spot. That was a good looking pitch. And now the payoff pitch, chopped to the right side. Applegate up with it. And Robinson retired for the first out of the inning. And that's the scary part when you go through a lineup as powerful as this American Fork lineup. You like to pitch to contact. But when you pitch to contact, you're putting yourself in trouble. So it's really just got to keep the ball down, not supply power by missing up. As you go to Fisher Ingersoll, the shortstop. As that one was not on the plate. Ball 1. Got to be able to throw your breaking ball early for strikes to keep them off balance, because if they can sit back looking for fastballs, it'll be a long day. Nelson, a little late movement on that pitch, but it goes into left center field. That one's still going back. Fisher Ingersoll, another home run! Shades of the championship game last year against PG, where he had 2 home runs in his first 2 at-bats, one of them in the exact same spot, and it's a solo shot for the future TCU Horned Frog. Hey, put on the Batman mask. And that'll bring up Easton Jones, the third baseman. That one goes to the backstop. The reigning 6A Kings look very, very sharp. We've had a lot of conversation with people about this team hasn't performed as well, or it's something not to be overly negative. I feel like I don't know if they're as good as they were last year. My thing back was to get to the state tournament, you got to beat them twice out of 3 games. That's a tall task with this lineup. As Easton Jones is coming high into the Friday night air, and it's handled easily. Kind of corn out there with Caden Miller, and 2 outs. And now they'll bring up Caden Carpenter. Caden grounded out the first in his only appearance back in the first inning. Come out sharp on the mound is Caden. And that pitch is in there for a called strike 1. And if you're Nelson, pick middle note on that one if you're all red on the dish. You can't get the inner half around the corner. The outer one has been called. And try to come inside here, and it's not like he must have come off the glove there. So the count even at a ball and a strike. And Carpenter holds off on that one, and it's wide of the plate, ball 2. Much to the chagrin of the Silverwolf faithful. 2-1. Inside, swung through. Count even at 2-2. Nice little off-speed pitch. Maybe come back to it. Sold the bat down, the breaking ball that missed, and come back to the off-speed pitch inside. Maybe come back again. The 2-2. Hit sharply, and it's through. That's a 2-out single for Caden Carpenter. As they had played Applegate closer to the line, there's shallow right field. So you hit it where they ain't. And now bring up Josh Rojas. As the speed-up runner comes on for Carpenter, the pitcher. Couldn't catch the number there. So Jet Walker, the speed-up runner. As that brings up Josh Rojas, the catcher. He fouls that one off. They just feel this one teetering. Riverton's going to have to find their offense. This game is kind of right there. He's got to throw it. Whew, that was close. Remember, if he doesn't step off going to first, he's got to throw it over. It doesn't have to be in one motion like a pitch. But if he pumps it, that's a balk. Chopper to second, Applegate with it. Goes a short way to Beck for the 3rd out of the inning. Fisher Ingersoll adds a long ball, and American Fork has a 3-run lead. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Riverton trailing American Fork 3-0. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Silverwolf offense has got to start coming to life because the AF offense is here. They will lead off 8-9-1 due up here. Lead off with the catcher, Caden Allred. Step it in against Caden Carpenter. That pitch wide of the plate. It's kind of crazy to think that last year we did this game. It was our first game of the baseball season. It was at Riverton. And Riverton took care of business. If I remember right, pull up that score sheet as Carpenter gets the strike on the outer half. And Nelson's sitting there thinking, hey, where'd he throw it? He wants to know. As that one lifted out of play. That one to the left side. And right at Easton Jones for the first out. A little shaft shot liner. Easily handled there by Jones. Oh, check that. It was American Fork winning that game 11-7 last year. There's a swing and a miss. Here for Braden Nelson, the starting pitcher. And that went off the plate. And that's the one that's been the dark corner. If he stays consistent, and that's all you ask for. You want to know where that pitch is, so you can expect the result when you hit there. The 1-1 misses inside. They count now 2 balls and 1 strike here to Nelson. And now the 2-1, well wide of the plate. And Nelson is the 9-hole hitter. Top of the order coming up behind him. With Mac Bright, Caden Miller. And then Sam Beck. 3 balls and 1 strike. Called strike 2. For Nelson anyway on. See, Carpenter comes back with the fastball here. He challenges him. And the payoff. Oh, no, timeout granted. Chopped to short. Ingersoll come in on it. Fisher on his way to first. Got him in time. 2 away. Now Mac Bright comes to the plate. 2 outs and nobody on for Riverton. 4 batters in the first, 3 and down in order last inning, kinda. As Mac Bright sends this one into left field, shallow left field, and he handled easily in a 1-2-3 inning. 1-2-3 inning as C.J. Mascaro came in for that one. As we go to the top of the 4th inning, Cavemen lead 3-0. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series on KSL Sports. Top of the 4th inning. American Fork up 3-0. Dusty Lister with you here at UCCU Ballpark at UVU. 2 guys that got things done back in the 2nd inning. Going to get things started. Dax Newman, the right fielder, looks at ball 1. It was Newman hitting a double, or probably a triple. Followed up with a 2-run home run by Dax Watts, the very next batter. And this part of the order get things done again as that pitch wide. You always hear me talk about 7, 8, 9. Newman is, so 6, 7, 8 due up. I always talk about 7, 8, 9. Can you get production from the bottom third of your lineup? And you can say yes with Watts' 2-run home run being in the 7-hole. So those 3 hitters bridge your lineup 3 to 4 times. And can they provide you 4 to 6 base runners? And that pitch in there for a called strike 1. Will that be there for strike 2, strike 3 is the question. Nelson's been in trouble tonight. This one comes inside and fouled off at the plate. So count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, hope you're enjoying the beginning of your Memorial Day weekend wherever you are. Hope you're safe. The payoff pitch inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk. Give it up by Nelson. And that'll bring up Dax Watts. Before we get there, we're going to have a meeting at the mound. While they have that meeting, we'll step aside. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series. So the meeting over, and coming to the plate now, the first baseman, Dax Watts. Runner on first and no outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Watts hit a 2-run home run to right center field. And his only plate appearance tonight looks at ball 1. He is joining us. Game 1 of the 5A series was exciting. If it's anything that we're going to see tomorrow, that series could easily go 3 games as Lehigh came back to win that one 10-9. They were up 6-1, then down 8-6, tied at 8-8 as this one chopped to second. Applegate to Beck. 4-6-3 double play. Pitcher's delight clears the bases. Applegate gets DH4, but true to his last name, like his big brother, he's got quick hands, terrific glove. And when you got a running mate in the middle like Sam Beck, everything's good. As that's going to bring up Trey Roberts. And the 1-0. Little breaking piece hit well by Roberts in the left center field, but to the deepest part of the ballpark. And it's handled easily in center field by Caden Miller. Kind of 1-2-3 innings spark the offense for Riverton. We'll have to find out. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship. So coming up for Riverton is Caden Miller. 2-3-4 due up for Riverton. If they're going to make hay, they got to do it here. In the the bottom of the 4th inning, as Miller looks at strike 1. This ball hit into left field. It was sort of the shorter part of it, but nothing too terribly scary about that one. Handled cleanly out there by C.J. Mascaro. As that'll bring up Sam Beck with 1 out. And that, how about that slow down breaking ball there by Caden Carpenter, who's been outstanding, only got up 2 hits. Get up a single in the first, a single in the second. And back to the left side, Ingersoll was right there. Fisher on his way to first, nice dig by Watts. And Beck retired for the second out. And now Barton to the plate. And Barton takes that one on the inside for ball one. Barton ground out the first, back in the first. Remember, Beck singled and is in scoring position. And there was a good at bat from Carpenter, battling back as Barton swings through the off-speed pitch. Evens up at a ball and a strike. Riverton's got to find some offense. But Carpenter, easier said than done. When he's dealing and looking good, it's hard. And that's a called strike two. One ball, two strikes, two out, and nobody on for Barton. And just able to keep that one alive. Look at it on the hands. Beautiful. And now in wide of the plate. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Barton. And lifts that one out of play. And we'll stay here at 2-2. Barton battling. And again the 2-2. Oh, he punked him. So base runner aboard, a two out hit batsman. They will bring up Parker Goff, the third baseman. So Parker flew out to center 2 innings ago, back in the second. Come up big with a 2-out runner on. Snap down to Barton, well behind him. Rojasco, little Benito Santiago. I guess Yachty does that pretty well. Yachty Molina is going to have a little conference, a little meeting of the minds. We'll take it with him. We'll be right back. You're watching Game 1 in the 6A Championship Series. So a quick little chat with Carpenter. She was talking about staying here and keeping things tight here with Parker Goff. The 1-0, wide of the plate. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. I mentioned Goff coming into today. 3 for 5. He's batting .500 on the week, 3 for 6. The 2-0, inside, 3-0. They're going to challenge other parts of the lineup to get him. Zach Edwards on deck, and then Remington Robbins behind him. AF feeling a little bit of momentum, potentially get 2 runners on. The game-time run coming to the plate. If he gets on, he does. So 2 out hit batsmen and then a 2 out walk will bring up Zach Edwards. So Edwards singled back in the second. If he singles here, he'll bring in a run, and he is the game-tying run. A little ahead. Watch that breaking piece in there for called strike 1. The 0-1. Lifted out of play. Quickly down. No balls, 2 strikes. For the sophomore, Zach Edwards. Your Carpenter, it's secondary pitches for the next 3 pitches. No doubt. Got 1 to burn, up 0-2. This one hit well, the right center field. Going back and over the head. That's going to bring in 2. Edwards around second, and it's a stand-up 2 RBI triple. Talked about how he's had to come back from the injury, been a quiet bat. Well, it just woke up. A big 2-run triple and giving little Lane Frost action. Don't know if he knows that movie or not. If you don't, I'm sorry for you. Go watch 8 seconds. But a 1-run ball game after Zach Edwards puts a charge into 1. Remington Robbins with a chance to tie the game. And that's a called strike 1. Now, the effort was there from Dax Newman. That wall is so angled. Plays a little bit different. And just came off the top of his glove. Gave you great range. That was a hit on the screws, man. And whenever you're in the outfield and up goes there, you usually tend to kind of tail back towards you. But he hit that sucker straight. No fade, no slice. Or no fade, no cut, sorry. I think it was just straight. And that's wide of the plate, ball 2. And the 2-1 to Remington. In there, evens up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. And Robbins hangs in. Foul not away. So we'll do it one more time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung through and missed. Carpenter with the K, but Zach Edwards breathes in some relief to Riverton fans with a 2-run triple. It's 3-2 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series on KSLSports.com. Top of the 5th inning. And C.J. Mascaro starting things off for the Cavemen. As he hits that one high into right field. McBride is there for the first out. So back to the top of the order we go with American Fork. On their third time through here on Braden Nelson. So umpire and having a conversation with both the catcher and that's not Jay Applegate. So it brings up Ryder Robinson. Robinson 0 for 2 tonight. Looks at called strike one. And that one off the plate. Evens the count of the ball and a strike. Now the 1-1. That one misses, so goes to 2-1. Fisher Ingersoll on deck, who hit the solo home run last inning. And now the 2-1. Little fisted foul ball evens the count at 2-2. Wide of the plate. That was a ball. It was belt high but wide. Counts full at 3-2. Goes back to it. That's going to get through. Good piece of hitting there by Robinson. And that'll bring up Fisher Ingersoll. Not quite sure the delay once again. Conversation with our catcher, Allred, and coaching staff. I would make jokes and say I think this pitch comm isn't working, but I haven't heard any garbage cans getting pounded or anything like that. Don't have to worry about that. But it could simply just be for some sign stuff. I'm not sure. The Fisher Ingersoll going to come to the plate and gives us a chance to remind you, May 2022, the year of you. Go to WGU.edu. Get to fill out your opportunity to get a $1,000 scholarship to Western Governors University. Your degree of your choice on your terms and on your own timeline. And Western Governors University. Oh, they're asking Sam Beck to take off his glasses. Take the glasses off his hat. So you're getting a little bit of a reflection. So in steps Ingersoll, hit a solo home run his last time up to left center field. It's one of his favorite spots. Hits it with so much power the other way. Young man going to TCU. Looks at ball one. Get the count reset. So one ball, no strikes, one out, run around first. Here for Ingersoll. And that one up and out, 2-0. Here's the thing. You don't want to be pitching around Ingersoll because you got to deal with Easton Jones. And that one just missed as well. And that's been the spot to get the call tonight. And they say he did not go, but that's a close pitch and able to hang on there. So 3 balls and no strikes to Ingersoll. Sometimes you cut your losses, keep the double play ball in order. You're going to have to come in and feed him. And there's a strike, 3-1. Be careful going middle fastballs to number 9. Throw a secondary pitch to see if you can get it for a called strike 2 or swung through strike 2. And that's kind of the question here. Do you have a secondary pitch, a breaking ball, or off speed pitch, something he feels comfortable throwing here to get it? Can he get it there? Make it 3-2. And now the 3-1 launched in to shallow left field, high into the sky. Oh. That puts gives you a little feeling in the tummy there. It's Remington Robbins comes in, there's a little bobble at the end. But, So 2 outs. And now Easton Jones to the plate. So able to get away from Ingersoll. And now Jones. Jones walked in the first, flew out to center his last time up. And that pitch misses up and in. And the 1-0 off speed in there. Jones knew it. The thing was, the hitter, he saw it out of his hand. He didn't. You don't want to offer at it, and then it just glides in there. And now the look back over to first. The speed of Robinson. Sometimes that stuff's called from the dugout, but a lot of times his pitcher not certain on the pitch he just took. Because Robinson is not far off the first base. And going back over. And that ball hit in the right center field. McBride is there for the 3rd out of the inning. Go through the scariest part of the lineup of American Fork and live to tell the tale. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Riverton coming to the plate, down 1. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series on KSL Sports. Bottom of the 5th inning. Dusty Lister with you here at UCCU Ballpark. Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series. And we're 8-9-1 due up for Riverton. So Caden Allred, Braden Nelson, and Mac Bright. We did see the same situation back in the 3rd inning. Can they be more productive here? They went 1-2-3 last time we were 8-9-1. Carpenter been very effective to give up the 2 runs last inning. But only faced 4 batters in the first. 3 in the second, 3 in the third. And then the 2-run 4th inning. He faced 6. And the 0-1 lifted out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Caden Allred lined out the third. Chased after that pitch 0-2. Bermuda triangle. Yes. That ball falls in. A long way to go for everybody involved. Because I talked about that way the fence comes in left field, you play more toward the gap, which leaves the line open. And that ball falls right in. That's a long ways to go for Ryder Robinson, too. If you have a chance, you have the ability to overrun that one as an outfielder. And as a second baseman, it's a hard angle to come back from. So leadoff man is on as the speed-up runner comes on for Allred, the catcher. There we go to the 9-hitter, the pitcher, Braden Nelson, with a chance to help himself out. So that brings up Easton Hicks as a speed-up runner. The 4th hit of the night for Riverton. Nelson ground out to short in his only plate appearance. I'd be surprised to see a bunt attempt. You want to push this to the right side. And try to snap down, but not going to. The ball pitch is wide. So imagine now they showed it and then try to bring this one in. And there it is. Dead into the right side. Carpenter up with it over to first. And he does his job. Advance the runner to second base. A productive out there by Braden Nelson. A game-time run at second base. And to the top of the order we go, and Mac Bright. Bright 0 for 2. They've been swinging a good bat. And he pick up the game-time run. And a freeze on a line drive. And you do not have to run on contact if you're Hicks at second base. We've seen that a couple times this week. Ball hits to the left side. The guy takes off immediately. Now he probably could because they're playing essentially a shift here on Bright. Ingersoll is dead in the center. Throw to second. And he is just back in there as Ingersoll didn't have it. So I apologize. I get a little too excited on the pickup, but he was there. All right, went down on strikes in the first, flew out to left his last at bat. As that one's called on the outer half. And now the 1-1. Wide of the plate, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And Rojas want to have a quick chat here with Carpenter. It's Caden Miller next, then Sam Beck for the Silverwolves. Again, the Ingersoll playing essentially up the middle here on Bright. Now retreats to normal double play depth, wide of the plate, and Carpenter's like, strike 1, no, ball 3 there. Three balls, 1 strike. One out, a runner on second. The 3-1 to Bright. Fastball to the right side, going to advance the runner to third. Robbins, had to go in out of the glove. Dax Watts had a pop out, so we're going to reach on the error. Runners on the corners and one out. As Mac Bright's aboard on the error. So now Caden Miller. I don't know if they go safety squeeze here, playing back and holding the runner on first base. Game time run at third. That one's wide of the plate, ball one. Fun day of baseball. Had an amazing game one in the 5A championship series. Got a good one here. Big swing. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 wide of the plate. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. I want to see if they catch him first movement. Two balls and one strike to Miller. Chopped at the plate and foul. Again, Sam Beck on deck. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now we're going to have a chat at the mound. So 2-2 pitch when we come back, watching game 1 of the 6A championship. So the mound visit is over. Going to reset it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Here for Caden Miller. Carpenter's been strong tonight, but the game-tying run is on third base. The 2-2 lifted foul. It's going to get out of play and will remain at 2-2. Great crowd on hand tonight. Stadium seating is full. Hillside down the left field line is got a decent amount of people up there. So something big happens. We're going to have a pretty good explosion of noise, one way or the other. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on the corners. Going to throw to first. And you're over at first base. Left-handed pitcher. You're watching that front foot. Front foot crosses. Back foot, he's got to go home. That's where you're paying attention. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good lead away from first. Runner at third as well. And Miller's down on strikes. 2 outs. Great job there by Carpenter to come back and get that out. And he dominated with that breaking ball. So that brings up Sam Beck. So here comes Sam Beck, probably the best bat in the Riverton lineup. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1. See 0-1 come back with the breaking ball. Fastball, now up 0-2. I might have caught the umpire need to take a second. He might have taken it out the hand or something. My man Riverton had 1 out, runners on the corners. Again, the game time run just 90 feet away, and Carpenter has been stingy. We're talking about last inning was his longest inning, seeing 6 batters. This is his 5th batter this inning. He's been efficient tonight. No balls, 2 strikes and 2 outs and 2 on. And Beck lifts this one down the right field line, telling foul. And, I thought maybe he might be able to get to that ball. Again, terrific effort out there in right field. Dax Newman. But that bullpen that comes out. And for Beck, it's shorten up the swing. His job is to get the ball through the infield. Carpenter, look, 1-2. It should still be 0-2. I don't remember a ball. It is 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's well wide of the plate. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he's got plenty to work with here. Yeah, now 1-2. I'm going to say, I don't remember him having a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Mr. Umpire, when he put his hands up last time, he had 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here to Beck. Big swing and a miss, and Carpenter gets out of the jam. Had 1 out with the game time run at third, and he left him there. Big fella getting it done. We go to the top of the 6th inning. AF leads 3-2. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship. So welcome back into UCCU Ballpark. Dusty Litster with you. Game 1 here in the 6A Championship Series. And top of the 6th inning we go. And Caden Carpenter, who slammed the door on the Riverton offense. It looked like it had a chance to plate the game-tying run. And Caden Carpenter said nay to that one. Struck out Caden Miller and then Sam Beck. And now he comes to the plate. See if he can start up the AF attack. As it'll be 4-5-6 due up. Carpenter, Rojas, and Newman. And Nelson stays in as this ball hit to Applegate in shallow right field, and he takes care of Carpenter for the first out. And that'll bring up Baseball is Life, Josh Rojas. Looks at ball 1. 1-0 in there for a called strike one. And the 1-1. Ooh, wide the play. 2 balls and a strike. I want to say congratulations to the Riverton softball team. Won back-to-back state championships. USA Today has them as the number 4 softball team in the country. As Rojas gets it done on the dish, or gets it done at the dish. Works a very good game as a catcher, and now a single as he'll give way to his speed-up runner. As Sawyer Hardman. And I bring up Dax Newman. Newman had the triple back in the second. Hits a dribbler up the third baseline. Taken by Goff. Strong throw to first for the second out of the inning. Left side of the infield. Both these teams are so good. But Beck and Goff and then Fisher Ingersoll and Easton Jones. And that's not to say that the right side is a good dude. Applegate's got a great glove. We talk about Ryder Robinson. I mean, good grief. Ryder Robinson defensively this week alone. I mean, he's made 16 plays, 4 putouts. I mean, done a terrific job as that ball is off the plate. 1-0 to Dax Watts. As Hardman is at second base after he advanced it on the Newman ground ball. Watts had a 2-run homer, and this one lifted out of play, got him out on his front foot. He was the count of a ball and a strike. Mentioned Watts with a 2-run jack in the second inning to right center field, and he grounded out his last time up. The 1-1. Got him inside. The count now, ball and 2 strikes. I need to learn the lesson not to go away on Watts. He sees it really well deep into the zone. So ball and 2 strikes. Breaking pitch just hung on. Great job. Great job by Watts. Great day of baseball. We've had a fun week this week. Hanging out at BYU doing the 6A sides. JT Worcester still took care of 5A. I thank him for all that he did this week. It's 12 games for both of us. 65 games this week for our crews. And he waves goodbye at that one. Nelson goes through 6. Bottom of the 6th inning. AF with a 1-run lead. Riverton coming to the plate. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A championship. So leading things off for Riverton on the bottom of the 6th inning is Tyler Barton. Carpenter stays on the mound and hits the zone there for strike 1. Barton grounded out in the first. He was hit by a pitch and scored. That one's bounced. They hit by a pitch and scored back in the fourth inning. And the 1-1 is wide the plate as well. So 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. Barton just hung on that one, so count even at 2-2. Riverton bats have been kept quiet by Carpenter. Not surprising. So lefty-lefty matchup here with Barton. The 2-2 wide of the plate. Count goes full. Strong at bat from the first baseman. There's the Riverton students trying to get something happening here. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here to Barton. And the payoff pitch. Lifted well into right field. It's got a chance. Newman at the wall. And he got it. Newman played that thing perfectly. Gets right to the wall and brings it in. Missed it by that much. Oh, that was fun. So 1 away. So close to being tied at 3 as Parker Goff looks at ball 1. And like the right fielder in my head, is it that thing gone? Is it just a no-doubter? Is it close? As it started going toward right center field, obviously gives more and more chance for Newman to make the catch. And that's exactly what it did. Goff flew out to center, and he walked and scored as he looks at strike 1. The 2-1 wide of the plate. Let's make sure we got 2-1, 3-1. Scoreboard's been a little bit different from me. We want to make sure we're right. Mr. Umpire hasn't corrected it, so we'll go with the scoreboard. 3 balls and 1 strike. And Carpenter has that one chopped at the plate. So full count here at Parker Goff. And the payoff. Wide of the plate, ball 4. So a tying run is aboard for Riverton. And that brings up Zach Edwards. And Edwards has the biggest hit of the night. A 2-run triple. Back in the 4th inning. They're playing him deep right center field right now. That's where he hit it, the deepest part of right center. Looks at ball 1. Edwards is 2 for 2 tonight, singled in the second, tripled in the fourth. 1 out. Got a freeze on line drive if you're Parker Goff. And that's in there for a called strike 1. Goff's got a freeze on line drive, see the ball through the infield. And going to throw over. See if they can catch him in a hit and run. Which, hit and run, your runner should be taking on first movement. And now the 1-1. Got it in there. Strike 2. So Edwards now got to shorten up. Ball and 2 strikes. And for Carpenter, again, he can go back to secondary pitches. He sped up his bat with the fastball there. See if he slows it down with the breaking ball. Or off-speed pitch. The 1-2. Loops it in there. Called strike 3. Absolutely dealing tonight is Caden Carpenter. His 6th strikeout of the night. He's used his defense behind him pretty well as well. So that brings up Remington Robbins. Chop to short. Fisher up with it. Short way to Robinson. And that'll do it for the 6th. The final inning of Game 1 coming up. Top of the 7th. AF coming to plate, leading 3-2. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series on KSLSports.com. Top of the 7th inning. 7-8-9 due up for the Cavemen. And that ball chopped to short. Sandbeck on the charge, so to first in time for the first out of the inning. But just how fun has tonight been? Had a great Game 1 in the 5A Championship. And this has just been an amazing atmosphere tonight. Packed ballpark. Great play. Terrific pitching. Got that shot by Barton to the wall. Thought for sure it was going to be tied. It wasn't. As C.J. Mascaro comes in. Whoa! I want to say C.J. did that the other night. We had someone do the same thing a couple at BYU on Thursday. See, a little bit of everything tonight. Bats flying everywhere. Home runs, triples. We got 2 triples tonight. You got a home run. 2 pitchers absolutely dueling it out. Both. I imagine we're going to see Carpenter at the top or bottom of the 7th inning. Nelson's here in the top of the 7th. And that one going to left field. To the wall. Diving. That ball's in. And it's going to be a double, maybe more. Rounding second, heading into third. Here comes the throw. And it is cut off, but it could have been on time. And that is a triple. C.J. Mascaro. Three triples combined tonight. The most exciting play in baseball. We got a pitching conference. We'll be right back. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series. Top of the order now for AF, Ryder Robinson. Everybody up, trying to cut down the run at home. Ryder 1 for 3 with a single. And that one fouled to the screen. Well, how about CJ Mascaro? With that short bench there in left field, we'll bolt down the lines. Got to wait and see where it's going to go. Oh! Ball one, I guess. Ball on a strike. Here to Robinson. He's had an outstanding week. He's hit the ball well, ran the bases well, terrific defense. Fouls that one out of play. So now the 1-2 from Nelson. That one's well wide of the plate. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. So do it again, 2-2. He's on one more secondary pitch he could throw here. Comes inside and he spoils it. Just hanging here. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Ryder Robinson. And again, he's able to fight it off. Gonna have to get him with the secondary pitch. I don't think you can get a fastball by him. Maybe elevate one here. Might be your one shot to get him with the fastball. If you go up and out, see if you can get his eyes big. If you want to throw 2 straight fastballs anyway. Ingersoll on deck, the 2-2. Misses. Foul, count goes full. Ingersoll on deck again, a runner at third. You know, Fisher, the runner that Robinson would go. So the idea, you also have the base open. And now the 3-2. Hit sharply to second. Not going to be able to score the runner. On to first for the second out. Nicely done by Applegate. Terrific hands at second base. Little second base on second base crime there with Applegate and Robinson. And now Fisher Ingersoll. Right now, it's Ingersoll's home run that's the difference. There was a 2-run home run from Dax Watts, and then the solo shot from Ingersoll back in the 3rd inning. Those are the 3 runs. I'll say this. You've heard me, him, and Hawk. That really hasn't been there all night. That hasn't been called. On either side, I think it's a strike from where my vantage point anyway. But it hasn't been called tonight. The 1-0. No, 2-0. And the catcher saying, hey, calm down. So I think maybe he knows. I love I love that from Caden already. Say, hey, so just we're good. So now the 2-0. Into the screen. It's amazing because I think officials that go, from what we've seen, that would have been ball 3. But they know that he wants to turn on one. Again, you don't want to leave it out over the plate, meaning to the outside part of the plate, because Fisher let it get deep. And you've seen that strength. See if you can take away, make him supply the power with a breaking ball or an off-speed pitch here. Come back inside, no. 3 balls and a strike to Ingersoll. 3 balls and a strike. Chopped to second. Applegate goes down to his knees to get it and takes care of business. How about Nelson goes a complete game. Still sharp as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. AF up 3-2, last bats in Game 1 for Riverton. You're watching Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series on KSL Sports. Bottom of the 7th inning in a 1-run ball game in Game 1 of the 6A Championship Series. Caden Carpenter looking to go a complete game, just as his counterpart Braden Nelson did. 8-9-1 due up for Riverton. Caden Allred, the catcher, getting things started. And Allred looks at strike 1. And the 0-1 wide of the plate. Allred singled his last time up to the right side. Remember, he hit that one in the Bermuda Triangle. There in the just beyond the first base. Called strike 2. The ball and 2 strikes to Allred. See if he goes breaking pitch here. The 1-2. Fastball lifted out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. And again, spoiled. Good at bat. Carpenters look spectacular tonight. Pitched extremely well. And again, the 1-2. Line drive into center field. Going to get down. No shot for Roberts on that one. Had some top spin on it. Falls in. Leadoff man and game time run is on first base. And that'll bring up the starting pitcher, Braden Nelson. And it brings the speed up runner on as well. Got to bunt him over. Noah Nelson can handle the bat. But Carpenter has a good move to first. And last thing you want to do is give one away on first movement. And Nelson knows he got the fastball on first pitch, and he missed his chance. He had a terrific bunt on a sacrifice back in the 5th inning. So Mac Bright is on deck. Caden Miller and then Sam Beck. And the game time run at first. And the 0-1. Bunted to the first base side. Robinson there for the cover and a terrific bunt once again from Miller. A productive out and the game time run is in scoring position. And again, doing his job is Braden Nelson. So I'll bring out the coach pitching staff to come out and have a little chat here with Carp. And that'll be it. Must have been over his 110 pitches. So he'll be done, and we'll have a pitching change. We'll have that for you when we come back. You're watching Game 1 of the 2022 6A Championship Series. Last time for Caden Carpenter pitching as an AF Cavemen. Actually, we'll leave it here. Got a young man that's been outstanding. The state championship a year ago, trying to get back-to-back here. In fact, if you want to go this far, state championship in the last chance tournament, his sophomore year as well. Been outstanding as Caden Carpenter. Emotional coming off the field. And what a moment. Sometimes you always see this, your best players may not be popular. I think it's just movie stuff, but loved by his teammates as he'll leave the game. And coming in, we'll have that picture for you in just a moment as you're watching Game 1 of the 6A State Championship. So Tanner Ellery comes on in relief of Caden Carpenter. He goes 6 1/3. To the top of the order we go for Riverton. Mac Bright, the right fielder, comes to the plate with the game-tying run at second base. Corners up, middles back. The right-handed bat of Mac Bright. First pitch up. Bright reached on an error back in the 5th inning. Was stranded after reaching. And that's wide the plate. Ball 2. Caden Miller on deck. Sam Beck has a chance coming up to the plate as well. Remember, Game 2 tomorrow. Game 3 if necessary. The 2-0. And that's out of the zone. 3 balls, no strikes. Got to put it on a tee for Mac Bright. Man, he's taking this one. No way he's swinging 3-0. That's there for strike 1. Now it's got to be middle. Put it in a box. It's got to be your pitch. Bright back up the middle. Ingersoll is there on his way to first, and he's off the bag and he's safe. Watts couldn't keep his foot on the bag. And Mac Bright is aboard. And this feels like the 5th inning. Runners on 1st and 3rd, and 1 out for the Silverwolves. I mean, this is exactly what happened in the 5th inning. Bright reached on an error. Easton Hicks, the speed-up runner, got the 3rd on the throw after the sacrifice bunt from Nelson. I mean, it's a carbon copy. Here comes Caden Miller, the center fielder. throw back over to first. And Miller, a little safety squeeze on that one and fouls it off. Count is 0-1. What an atmosphere tonight. Been a lot of fun, terrific pitching. It is tense. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on the corners. Game time run at third. Riverton trying to extend this game. Shows bunt, pitches wide. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Remember, the 5A game came down to a first-third situation as well. Lehigh took off, and Olympus initially executed the first third the way they wanted to, ended up throwing the ball away. And there's the bunt. Play at the plate! Not in time! He's called out at the plate! I'll wait till we see it on the camera later. But my goodness gracious, I thought initially on first look that he was there. Umpire closer than me calls him out. And it's 2 away. Ellery with a terrific play. And how about the tag from Josh Rojas? Usually when you see that throw and the catcher's got to come up and come back down, he's going to get in there. Vince Francis saying he thinks he got him. And that brings up Sam Beck. 2 outs, 2 on, and a 1-0 count. The 1-0 bounced. Barton is on deck. Barton was about 2 feet from tying this game back in the 6th inning. But Sam Beck is 1 for 3. He was up in this position against Carpenter back in the 5th, was unable to come through. He could tie this thing up with a base hit. That one's wide the plate. The count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. So Ellery going to have to come all the way back. The 3-0 inside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Beck, and the bases are loaded. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Tyler Barton. Drama at the UCCU ballpark. Here we go. And Barton looks at ball 1. Game time run at third base. Ellery's got to throw strikes. It's 5 straight balls. It came in relief of Carpenter, who hit his pitch limit. The 1-0. Strike 1. Barton got to make him throw strikes. Base hit, scores 2, potentially to end the game. And the 1-1. Fouled off down the line. A screamer. Down to his final strike. Barton took a full count pitch, all the way to the wall, literally. Newman was backed up to the wall and made the catch back in the 6th. Ellery coming in relief, looking to get the save and put AF one game away from the 6A title. The 1-2, got him swinging! How about the nails of Ellery? A 4-pitch walk to load the bases, comes back and puts down the cleanup hitter on a 1-2 fastball. And not only that, it was the play on the bunt. Riverton tries to bunt home the tying run, and Ellery cut him down with a great tag from Josh Rojas. Oh man, if Game 2 can be as good as Game 1, we might see Game 3. We will be back here tomorrow afternoon for Game 2. Can Riverton extend it to the third and final game? Our final score, American Fork 3, Riverton 2. Our Heidemann Associates players of the game. First of all, Caden Carpenter's pitching performance goes 6 1/3, hits his pitching limit. Did a great job of holding on tonight. And offensively, I mean, good grief, we go with Dax Watson, a 2-run home run, a Fisher Ingersoll with the solo home run, ends up being a game-winning run back in the 3rd inning. What a night. What an atmosphere. We look forward to tomorrow. We'll have it for you right here on KSLSports.com. Again, our final score, American Fork 3, Riverton 2. AF can get back-to-back state championships. In fact, call it a three-peat. They won it in the last chance tournament in the pandemic as well. We got a good one coming up tomorrow. We'll be right here on KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us and for watching Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of the 2022 6A State Championship Baseball Series on KSLSports.com. Brought to you by Heidemann and Associates and Western Governors University. We will see you tomorrow afternoon.